Dexy, I know you're gonna kill this shit.
Yo, people, what you telling me? Back again for another footy talk. Lewis, what's good, my bro?
Chilling. Another 1-1. Another week where we say we need to get the big scalp and we didn't get. Don't feel too annoyed about the performance, but also I do think there's things we could have handled better, like defensive lapses in periods of the game, substitutions or positions where we were putting individuals. But ultimately, like, I'm more annoyed about the result than the performance, if anything. Just because, like, Arsenal don't impress me. They didn't impress me in that game at all. Whole forward line was garbage. Midfield, I thought Partey was all right. Marino did pretty well off the bench. Odegaard, like, still came in and had a bit of impact for them progressively. But for a team that's meant to be going for the title, nah. They didn't really worry me like that.
I completely hear it, but that's where the disappointment will come in, innit? You'll look at it and say, you know what? It feels like these men were there for the taking, and you lot didn't capitalize on what's a poor Arsenal side, if we're being honest. Like, their confidence can't be too high. They're not playing great. Do you know what I mean? And the point was, it was a good point for them in the end. Do you know what I mean? They'll look at it saying, "Oh, we went to Chelsea and we didn't lose."
And for us, it's like it's another year where we haven't beaten them at home. We haven't beaten them at home in the last 5-6 years or something ridiculous. And like, I get it, when I really look at the performance, it only comes down to like moments of defensive lapses or decisions like, could we have taken Palmer off, or could we have just put Palmer on the right hand side? Because now everyone's trying to run this whole Palmer don't turn up in big games narrative, where I don't think that's the case. You could make an argument for this season, but when I look at it from a game by game perspective, City, he had 30 minutes of preseason. I was never expecting him to have a good game anyway. Liverpool, like, I'll put my hands up and say that's probably his worst performance for us. United and Arsenal, we're playing him on the left. Don't really get it, because he's played all of his best football for us either in the pocket on the right side or playing wider on the right. And now we're playing him on the left and he just doesn't look comfortable. Like, and also he weren't even training the whole week leading up to it. How we played a full 90, I don't get it, because Nkunku only came on in 88 minutes and João Felix never touched a pitch. That's something I think we could have handled better. I've seen managers like Conte, for example. They were happy to take off a Diego Costa, happy to take off a Hazard, either if the game's done or because they're not performing to the standard that you want. Palmer, I think we should be more willing to do that as well. There could have been an argument maybe Jackson could have come off at some point in the second half too. Noni was poor. It was like the United away game again, where it was just Neto that stood out in our forward line, and that was about it. But I look at it, I'm not angry at anything other than Robert Sanchez, because yet again another Sanchez error leading to the goal.
And he shouldn't be conceding that anyway, that near post finish. But yeah, he just looks shaky consistently. He's the one player consistently where you can clearly see he's not of the level.
And like, I'll say it weren't just his fault, because we're very narrow defensively when Odegaard whips in the cross. And I think Gusto's ball watching doesn't clock there's two Arsenal fans by his side. Noni, for someone who's also improved a lot defensively, was so lazy in that moment, because he's just ball watching as well. He's not even noticing, oh, there's two Arsenal players, let me track back. No, he's jogging. And then Sanchez gets beaten from that dumb angle. Like, that's one of the most annoying parts of the game for me, because that goal is so avoidable. And I think after the Havertz offside goal, I would have liked to have seen us be a little bit more switched on, because we kind of caught life with that one. It was a quick free kick, well taken. Just lucky Havertz is offside, because he's usually offside anyway. But then we go and we do that. And then we're lucky that we're saved off a good substitution to bring Enzo on, and a moment of individual magic between him and Neto. Because personally, I thought we were going to concede a second after we conceded first. We started to lose control of the game a little bit. That goal kind of brought us back into it, but then I needed the subs, and the subs didn't come until too late.
I agree.
That's where I think we kind of fumbled it. But okay, it's weird talking about this one, because I'm annoyed about the result. I'm annoyed about aspects of the game, but I also look at where we are, and it's like, look, I know we're on the right path. I know we're on the right trajectory. I don't want to glorify a draw, because I'm not happy with a draw. I wanted to beat these lot. I haven't beaten these lot in ages, but
yeah,
I know we're on the right path. I know we got a favorable run of fixtures coming up, and we should be able to take advantage of it. And if Arsenal keep playing the way they're playing, we're going to start opening a gap on them. So
100%. This comment here. In the big games, I've always said that Cole Palmer needs to play on the right. The reason why I say that is, again, against the top teams, yeah, they set up well to, and especially Arsenal set up to close off the first phase pass into the midfield. A lot of the time, it's Colwell likes to play that ball into your midfield.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lavia is unreal, bro. He's so press resistant, and he can carry the ball that Chelsea was still passing through Arsenal, but they made it more difficult than usual, innit? And the thing is, when you make it more difficult,
struggled with that a few times.
Yeah, that even though you were getting through them, the first pass was getting through, but they did well at closing off the rest of the play, which meant instead of being able to go into Palmer, they had to go out wide, innit? That's why I think in the bigger games, Cole Palmer from the right, where he can drift into the half space from the right, I think that your manager needs to be a bit more tactically, a bit more, what's the word? Just more adaptable, like, do you know what I mean? Instead of being so rigid, do you know what I mean? He needs to be a bit more kind of flexible, because even though Palmer's a 10, there's nothing wrong with him playing in the 10, but from the right hand side. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, because he likes to keep certain spaces on the pitch, he likes to start Palmer centrally. But I think that you lose so much starting him in the 10 against certain teams that you're better off playing an actual midfielder in there. You're better
I
off
agree.
playing,
We're putting Gusto around that 10 position instead when we're in possession.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see us just try and invert Cucurella and bring Palmer back onto the right-hand side, because like, he's not bad when he's in that role. He's just nowhere near as
look
effective.
at the amount of GA he got, from right last season.
Yeah.
Like, he can play.
Now he's just getting involved in build-up. And like, again, he's still good at that role, but that's not... We've had Palmer just absolutely cook to a point where we're calling him best in the league, playing off that right-hand side. Now we've switched him off to the left because I think we did it against Newcastle to mess with their tactics. I think Bruno was going to try and man-mark him out of the game from the right-hand side, so he switched him to the left. He wasn't too bad in that game. We've just kept doing it since then. Man United didn't look effective, and again today he didn't look effective. Put him back where he's at his best.
It's easier to find space when you start out wide and you drift inside. The reason being is because you can move into the space instead of already occupying the space and then drawing the defender. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them. We saw it even for England when England played Trent in midfield. Trent can't play in midfield. The reason why he enjoys inverting is because he can see the space and he can move into the space. But when he's already in the space, you require a completely different skill set, because now your awareness needs to be different, your press resistance needs to be different, and you have to have the strength to maybe hold off a physical challenge, because instead of meeting the space, you're already occupying it. There's so many extra things that you have to do when you start there, as opposed to drifting into that space that is completely different, bro. And it's like, when Palmer starts there, he doesn't have the physicality to hold a man off, still receive the ball, roll and turn and stuff like that. Like, that's not the kind of player
he has
he
to
is.
be a bit more quicker with his play, and like that stops the effectiveness of it.
Exactly.
To a point.
But this is the difference, and this is why I don't think in more physical games he should start in that position. He should just drift into that position, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that's why, again, like, I wouldn't mind seeing someone like a Kobe Mino actually picking up these 10 positions, because he's strong enough to receive the ball back to player, back into them, roll them, and go either direction he needs to go, bruv. Pogba was the same. He could receive the ball under pressure. Cole Palmer's not great at receiving the ball under pressure, but bruv, he's a slight guy. He might be 6'2", but he can't weigh more than 70 kilos, bruv. He's lightweight. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
one them tall and lanky, brothers.
Yeah, he's just a lightweight, bro. Like, he's not built for physicality. Like, he's very much a finesse player, so he needs to be able to operate in space. He needs to be able to choose when he's drifting inside and when he stays out wide. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because like, I'm waiting for Sancho to come back as well, because that means we can drop Noni too. It's getting to a point where the performances aren't really hitting defensively or offensively. So just put Palmer back onto the right hand side. We've tried it before in games and it's worked. There's no need to keep persisting with. Well, I say that, like, Sancho's still ill or something in it, so he should be back after the international break.
Yeah, he should
maybe
be,
then we can get to a point where we can take Noni off.
Oh yeah, because he's been awful, man. Like, he's been awful for a minute as well. Do you know what I mean? He's been awful for a minute. I don't know what the general feeling is within the Chelsea fan base, but he's not good enough. I know you lot had high hopes for him. I can't remember how much you paid for him, but
that 30, 35, something like that.
He's not good enough, bruv. I'll be honest. Like, he is
frustrating.
At best, he's a mid-table player. At best, he's mid-table. At best, I'd go as far as saying he's probably not even that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think
it's up to him to change that perspective. I think he started the season well, but the last few weeks not been it. Like, the end product's not been there. There's been defensive lapses now. We've seen it for the first goal that we conceded. yeah, just nowhere near the impact that I've seen within the first month. So I hear it. Like Neto, he's been completely different as the season progressed. And he said at the start, like, he wasn't performing to the level that he wanted. Now I think I can see the Neto that we wanted when we signed him at a month or two ago. So Sancho left, Noni, Neto right, Palmer on the right side of the 10, hopefully inverting Cucurella. That should be a lot better for us. Leave Gusto out wide because like he don't look comfortable picking up the ball in central areas. And I don't even think like he's crap or anything. He's just man ain't comfortable there. Just put him back out wide where he's at his best. Because this whole inverting him to put Palmer on the left, it's not working. Like we're just lucky our team's just been a bit better form-wise than United, than Arsenal when we played them. Because other than that, like we could have really suffered for that. Lucky Garnacho was dog crap when we played you lot. And Arsenal Arsenal, innit? Like they were never impressive. We just had to take the game to them a little bit more and we would have won it.
I hear it. I completely hear it. Just one of them ones. You lot run up the likes. We got 500 target. Big up everyone inside. Obviously, new managers in. It's out the bag. Do you know what I mean? Rude got potted ASAP. Do you know what I mean? Which I'm happy about. Do you know what I mean? Cultural reset at United. Obviously, Fletcher was a club appointment, so he's still here. But I'm happy to see.
It's because Amorim brought in his own backroom staff.
Brought in everyone. I'm happy to see all these ex-United guys getting potted anyway, bro. Like, I'm here for the cultural reset. Obviously, we seen I think Rio dropped something yesterday saying he should have kept Ruud van Nistelrooy and that. And the thing is, everything he said about why he kept Ruud is why he should have gotten rid of Ruud. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't keep a man that you know that has eyes on your job. You know, like that. He was like, like basically how Ruud's won over the players and how, do you know what I mean? He's got the dressing room and he did this, that, and that. Exactly.
Buzzwords.
So I don't need anyone there that's gonna undermine anything that I'm doing right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Ruud came in, he literally just played a formation that he knew that the players were comfortable in, played them the way he thought he could get the best out of them. There was very little coaching involved. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it was just, all right, cool, back to basics. And he did that, but we need to move forward now, innit? And in order to move forward, we need to get rid of all of these company men, all of these jobs for the boys bollocks. Do you know what I'm saying? We need to get rid of all of that. And Ruud van Nistelrooy is part of that. So it makes no sense keeping someone that was part of the previous regime. Like it completely undermines what we're going to do going forward. So for me, seeing him get rid of him was great. We're seeing things, quotes talking about intensity. The manager said he wants intensity. And the thing is, people are taking that as, like man's a PMP merchant, but that's not what intensity is. And I'm sure that's not what he means, because I've been around Portuguese coaches, like in the futsal world, and they're very intense people in general. Like they're very like emotional and intense, and they like aggressive players. Like when he's talking about intensity is more your demeanor. It's more the effort. It doesn't mean that everyone has to be able to sprint 1,000,000 miles an hour. Do you know what I'm saying? The intensity is like, for instance, someone like Casemiro. 1 second, I'm gonna reboot the camera. Someone like Casemiro.
I was wondering if that was me or you.
Someone like Casemiro is a very intense player, bro. Like Cas ain't got pace, but he's got an intensity. He's got an aggression. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that's what he means by intensity. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he wants 11 Garnachos. Do you know what I mean? Because Garnacho runs around a lot, but I wouldn't say that he's got the intensity that the manager needs.
Yeah, because there's intensity, but there's also needs to be intelligence behind it. Otherwise, you're just a road runner, innit?
Well, exactly. And that's what it is. So when he's talking about intensity, I think the intensity is more of it's more of an attitude rather than a physical attribute, if that makes sense. I
Yeah,
don't know what's going on
yeah,
with this.
I hear that.
1 second.
Yeah, no worries. You man, keep hitting the likes. Hit the likes for the camera, innit? You man, get to 1,000 likes, the camera will work. All of that. So do your job. Do your part, guys. Big up to every single one of you, though.
But yeah, the intensity thing is definitely.
Oh, that's mad. Well, we're still here, guys. We're still here. Technical difficulties, everybody. Technical difficulties. We will be back in like a minute or so. Shout out Rants in the chat. Big up. Not Rants, Lee Gunner. Sorry, I woke up like 20 minutes ago. Bear with me, guys. Yeah, he'll be back in a little sec. Carefree takeover and all of that. Yeah. We finally made it, guys. It's all bad. Yeah, Mustak, don't watch my skincare, man. Don't watch my skincare. Come on. Real shit. Lewis and Bads, love that. So, Rants will be here in a little second. Obviously, again, still pissed off that we dropped 2 points against Arsenal, but we move. We move. Well, what's the chat saying? What's the chat saying? And Nkunku at United. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. But, I mean, you guys have inquired. So maybe in the summer there might be something if he doesn't play. But for now, I don't believe it. I would rather we send him abroad if we really need to get rid of him. But also, give him some minutes. Man starts in like the last 10, 15 minutes of games and we wonder why we don't get into it. Why he doesn't have any impact. Bring him on around 60, 70 minutes. And then if he's garbage from that point, cool, I understand. We bring him on, 10 minutes ago and we wonder why he doesn't have a lot of impact in games. We wonder why he's frustrated. Give him some more minutes. Like the Arsenal game, for example. Palmer should have been taken off. Palmer should have been taken off. Bring Nkunku on. If Nkunku's garbage, say less. I understand. I said microwave minutes in the Prem. Certified. That is sick. Big up, brother. Big up. What's the rest of it? Who's finishing higher, Chelsea or Arsenal? No comment, blood. No comment. Ask me in a month, innit? Ask me in a month. S. Madison says, what was your feeling when Havertz was shushing Chelsea fans? Bruv, I was begging for the offside flag. That and I was like cussing out every single Chelsea player that fell asleep for that goal. Also, Trossard, my dog. My dog. You saved me from YouTube unalivement. I think that's the right word to say so I don't get Rants demonetized. Havertz last minute winner. I can't show my face on here, bruv. I can't show my face on here if that happens. My head would be on Jupiter. Bun that. Bun that. What else everyone's saying? Brandon, yo, the whole team was beating the crap out of him. I'm really trying not to swear, but yeah, man got that Stamford Bridge welcome. He can hold that. He can hold that. Camera's all good now. Jeez.
Yeah, bro. I had to fucking restart it.
Yeah, no
I don't know
stress,
it froze. But nah, man. Nah, big up everyone inside, bro. Man said Rob got natural hack the channel. Nah, bro. I just think the intensity is an attitude thing, innit? And I think a lot of Man United players lack intensity. Do you know what I mean? When you look at Rashford, he lacks intensity. And this is what it is,
fact.
bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why they talk about his body language and the perceived lack of effort. It's just a lack of intensity. Like, Casemiro's got loads of intensity. He plays like he doesn't want to lose, innit? He plays like he hates losing, bro. He's a winner. And
there's like little mindset things like, are you tracking back? Are you being lazy off the ball? And like still positionally aware and everything, but you have to want it for 90 minutes, not want it for a period and then I'm going to take a break. I need to get my breath and all of that. So I hear it.
That's what I mean. Even when you look at someone like Anthony, Anthony has loads of intensity. He just doesn't have loads of quality. But when he's on the pitch, you can tell that he wants to win. He's running around kicking man and that. I mean, you could just tell he's got that intensity. And there's a few players that have it, like Lissandro's got it. Do you know what I mean? Delit's got it. Mazraoui's got it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if Lenny Euro's got it. I assume he does. Do you know what I'm saying? When you look at even Ahmad, bro, Ahmad works hard. That even when you look back, bro, even the goal he scored the other day, bro, he won the ball back. Do you know what I mean? And the man was kicking him and he was off balance and he's wrestling with a man and he's won the ball and he slapped it in the far corner. Do you know what I mean? He showed a lot of intensity in that, bro, because he nicked the ball and then he made sure that there was only going to be one winner there. That's the kind of intensity you don't see from Rashford. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that is not you don't see that intensity. You don't see an intensity that he wants it more than the person that he's up against. That's what the intensity is about. It's about the duels.
You can tell it from the body language when you go into those duels.
Yeah.
Are you trying to protect yourself or are you just trying to get the ball at any cost? Little things like that.
But this is what it is, bro. Yeah, but it's the same thing, innit? Like, the thing is, remember, he doesn't speak English, is not his first language, and the thing is, intensity can be interpreted in many different ways, but the tenacity definitely, bro. And then we've got a lot of players that lack that. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them things where I think players like Rashford, he's gonna struggle, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's it. You see him pulling out of 50-50s. You see him pulling out of duels and stuff. That's the kind of intensity the manager's talking about. Do you know what I mean? The bravery, the tenacity. Like, Malacia's got that. Any player that ain't out there and don't want to fight, they're fucked. This is the reality. It's not just about pressing, because pressing is more about intelligence than it is about intensity. If you look at the way that Arsenal pressed against Chelsea, for instance, the way that they were closing off areas, they weren't pressing super aggressively, but they pressed very strategically, and they shut down Chelsea, or they tried to anyway, but they made their life a bit more difficult. So
especially in the first phase when you're trying to play out the back, I saw times in the first half where they were onto Colwell very quickly. Sometimes he struggled with it, sometimes he played through it.
100%, and this is what it is. Ugarte has got the intensity for sure. So it's gonna be an interest. It's gonna be very, very interesting, because the thing is, you look at Garnacho, he runs a lot, but he's not intense. Not intense at all, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? The guy is about fucking 5 stones, dripping wet, bro, and he's far from intimidating. Do you know what I'm saying? He just runs around, a man just dash him on the floor. So it's just one of them things where you don't need to have pace. You don't need to be super aggressive, to have a certain intensity about you, bro. Like, it's a mindset more than anything. Like, even people think, for instance, like, if you look at someone like Xerxes, he pressed under Motta, so he's not incapable of pressing. He's played in a pressing system before with a pressing manager. So when people look at pressing and people just think, nah, you've just got to run like a bat out of hell, like Rasmus Højlund. But bro, Rasmus been pressing by himself for us for all this time, and where's it taken us? It's taken us nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Being a willing runner is one thing, but if you don't have the intelligence and you don't have the real intensity, it doesn't really matter. So to me, when I'm looking at this team, I think that we're gonna surprise some people. I think we are going to adapt a lot quicker to this new system than people think. I think
from the look of your fixtures, I think you got the right games to try and manage AMORIM'S first matches as well. I think it's the only difficult match out of the first few is Arsenal at home, correct? Or is Arsenal away? I know you got them soon, but
Arsenal away 4th of December.
Yeah, that's a good favourable run for AMORIM to get into swing of things with his side. So yeah, I could see that.
Because that even this year, man is saying, I don't think Eriksen will continue. When you look at Christian Eriksen, he's not an intense player. It's not just his lack of pace and power. It's also his lack of aggression, he's a calm player. He likes to kind of play at one pace, innit? He's a rhythm kind of player. He is gonna struggle in the team because he's not really that kind of player. But at the same time, you never know. He could easily use Eriksen as one of the inside 10s, bro, while he's got him till the end of the season. I don't think past this season Eriksen's gonna survive, but he shouldn't have survived anyway. Past this season, Eriksen shouldn't be at the club anyway, bro. When you look at his age, when you look at his but bro, he shouldn't even be at the club. When you look at his age and his profile, there's nothing long term about him. And it's not to say he's not a big personality like a Casemiro where you think, you know what, he's good to have in the dressing room. He's just a very tidy footballer. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
but athletically, there's just too many cons in his game.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of them things where, to me, he's the kind of player that you wouldn't be looking past this season for anyway. So with all that being said, it's not really a surprise. Eriksen was an easy one to call. It's a very easy one to call. But I need to see this Casemiro and Ugarte double pivot, yeah, under this new manager in the new system, because I think it cooks, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I think it cooks, man.
Same. I think he got the right amount of aggression, awareness, and just Casemiro's ability to play the ball from that position as well. Like, yeah, that could be formidable. That could be really formidable if used correctly. I'm guessing it would be Bruno and someone else, maybe Ahmad or Mino in the inside 10 roles, I'm guessing.
I think Bruno and Ahmad will do the inside 10s. Yeah, Bruno and Ahmad will do the inside 10s. I think that Kobe could do an inside 10 job as well. A lot of people are obsessed thinking that Kobe's gonna do the double pivot thing, but I don't think in terms of his reading of the game, and his athleticism and stuff like that, I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready. Like, when you actually look at Kobe Mino play, he ain't any more mobile than Casemiro, bro. Like, when it comes to getting up and down the pitch, like, there's no real difference. Like, but the difference is, yeah, Casemiro is more willing to defend and he reads the game better. Like, his strengths are definitely on the ball, Kobe Mino's 100%. So I want to see him utilized in higher up the pitch. That's what I want to see. Do you know what I mean? I think that double pivot position will expose his inability to read certain situations. I don't think he's experienced enough in that position yet to really get the best out of him. I think he'll get caught wanting, and also the relationship with Ugarte, we can already see that Cass and Ugarte have that relationship and that understanding, so you keep it the same.
Yep.
You keep
no reason to change anything that isn't broken.
No reason whatsoever.
And like, for Mino, like, he's still young and everything. There's time for him to develop that experience. But for now, utilize him at his best and like get his confidence back up.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. And bro, Ahmad's a very good passer of the ball. Like, a very good passer of the ball. And when it comes to passing or giving goals or whatever, Ahmad's got it in the locker. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, with Amorim, they like to play quick, interchanging and the passing and all these other things. So it's not the usual Bruno hoofball, float the ball into the back stick and all that shit, bro. It's going to be a completely different game. Do you know what I'm saying? So I actually think that we're going to take to it very well. I think we're going to take to it very well.
And the way the league's been, you haven't lost a lot of ground at all. You're only 4 points off Arsenal.
It's mental when you think about that. And we still got to play them twice.
You got them in a few weeks. Like, you could really do a number on them the way they've been playing, which I mean would say a lot. That would say a lot. If there ends up being a position where you're even level on points with them, blood. That's crazy.
That's it, bro. So for me, like, I'm looking forward to it. I could see a situation where Bruno and Ahmad are the inside 10s, and I could see Mazraoui as one of the wing backs, and probably maybe Garnacho as the other one. That's what I can probably see initially. And then a double pivot of Cass and Ugarte. I think that'll be our attack. And then defensively, you're looking at Lissandro, De Ligt, and someone else. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe even a Dalot right centre back to start. Because I think that he'll rather use Dalot right centre back than play a Harry Maguire who can't move. Do you know what I mean? So
because it limits how high you guys can go up the pitch. Precisely.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that. I wouldn't be surprised, man. And I think it'll be decent. Now, I mean, when Euro's fit, but remember, Euro's not fit, and I don't see a point of rushing him back right now.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean? I
No,
don't see
no
a point.
reason at all. All that does is just increase the risk of a future injury, and especially at that age, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I don't think we're in a position where we need to rush him back, bro. Do you know what I mean? We spent a lot of money on him. He's got a lot of promise. We're not in a situation where we're fighting for anything where we need to rush him back. You get me? Like, what are we fighting for to be rushing man back? Like, we're not in a title. We're not in a title challenge. So, why are we? Why are we?
You haven't dropped a lot of ground on top 6, top 4, nothing.
Not at all. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, it's still crazy when you think about it, but yeah, that's a lay of the land right now. So yeah, no need to rush.
Yeah, in fact, with the Xerxes thing, the interesting thing about Xerxes is, yeah, Amorim has used more of a false 9 and a 9 that can drop in. And he's also used the Gyökeres. So there'll be times where we'll see Xerxes and there'll be times where we'll see Højlund. But also, Xerxes definitely got the capabilities to play in one of the 10 positions. We saw him play in the 10 with Højlund on the pitch. And he played well. So his adaptability means we're probably going to see him in multiple positions, which is great. Like, I'm here to see the experimenting. You never know. At one game, we might end up, if we're chasing a game or something, you never know. You might see Ahmad at wing back. Who knows? You might see it. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't rule it out because he's got the stature for it. Do you know what I mean? He's not too tall. He's not too heavy. He can get up and down the pitch. He's good on the ball. Like, the reality is we could 100% see him used there maybe until we get somebody that's a specialist, bro. I think that there's certain things that we can't rule out right now. And that's the beauty of it.
If the manager can see the profile and can also coach that profile into the player, then yeah. We've seen Tuchel do that with a few wingers as well, put them into the wing-back role where necessary, and they've had good games. Seen Hudson-Odoi do decently there. I've seen Pulisic have the odd game there too.
Yeah.
I think we've even done Ziyech at wing-back a few times. Yeah. And and they've all done pretty decently, so I could see that.
But this is what I'm saying, and even this, he rates his 10s to have decent pace, brother. You can't definitively say anything. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't definitively say anything because it's not like he's swapping profile for profile. Sporting striker before Gyökeres was not the same profile as Gyökeres. So he's shown, yeah, that he can adapt to the players that he has in his arsenal. So it's not he only likes a certain profile of player. Like, that's not how it works, bro. Like, he still to a certain degree has to work within certain parameters at Sporting. Because at Sporting, they're going to recruit a certain way anyway. And when Gyökeres does get sold, they're not going to look for a Gyökeres regen, yeah, to bring in, bro. They're going to take what's available, bro. Football doesn't work like that.
Who's the next best young striker that we can take?
That's it. Football doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. So you can't just say, I only, my striker has to be this height, has to have this pace and have all. It doesn't work like that. Do you know what I mean? In certain instances, you're going to want a player to play a certain way. And in certain instances, you might prefer something else. In certain games, when you want to be more defensive and you're okay to not have the ball, you might want certain players that are more athletically blessed. And in certain games, when you know you're going to dominate the ball, you're going to want your more technical players on, and so on and so forth. This is how you adapt as a football coach, bro. And we saw the way that Sporting played against Manchester City. They don't set up like that in the league, bro. So he's shown a certain element of pragmatism, yeah, and a certain ability to adapt to the opponent. So there's no right or wrong answer for him. There's going to be certain players that he can see he can use in certain instances, and certain players he can use in other instances, bro. Like, that's the kind of manager he comes across as. He doesn't come across, yeah, as a super rigid kind of manager.
That doesn't sound stubborn, which is really good.
He doesn't. He seems like he can adapt. He doesn't seem like he's in a similar mode to like a Maresca or a Pep, who are super kind of rigid in terms of what they want to do and where their players are and what they expect. He seems like he's fairly adaptable. And also at Manchester United, he's got access to different profiles. And also, he will have to adapt what he wants to the players because he's coming to Manchester United. He's not at Sporting where they ain't really got no big names and they ain't really got no superstars, bro. Like, this is completely fucking different. He's at Man United where he's got Casemiro. Do you know what I mean? He's got De Ligt. He's got Mazraoui. So maybe they're not the kind of players he's used to working with, but he's going to try and find a way to accommodate the system to them because that would be the
it's not his team.
It's not his
a
team.
Completely new team that he's got to work around.
It would be the smart thing to do. It would be the smart thing to do. He's going to look at the strengths of these players. If he looked at the players he's got at his disposal and he says, you know what, this is how I like to press, but I've got Casemiro. So you know what, maybe I'm going to be a bit less expansive, yeah, because I want to get the best out of him. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how you coach as a manager. That's how you coach. You don't just say, oh, no, we're just going to do everything exactly the same way. It doesn't matter what players we've got. Because if you don't have the fucking players, you're going to get cooked, bro. And he doesn't seem like the kind of manager that's going to come in, rip everything up here and be super, super rigid. Or else he would have played his style of football at home against Man City and they would have lost like 7-0, like what Alonso done. Alonso went to Liverpool and wanted to play his game, got bopped. Atalanta final, wanted to play, got bopped, bro. Because there was no element of pragmatism. There was no element of adapting to the opposition, bro. I literally...
If anything, Scott adapted to him second half.
Well, there you go. Their man got smashed. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the reality. You have to have more than one way to play football, bro. You have to. And this manager's shown, yeah, that he's adaptable. And for me, that is the most impressive thing. In a generation now where every manager, yeah, is so fucking rigid, yeah, the element of adaptability and the pragmatism, yeah, it's a great trait to have. It's a great trait to have with all these one-size-fits-all managers, bro. There's so many of them around. Do you know what I mean? And you have to have a certain level of pragmatism, bro. And that's probably what I'm excited to see the most, because I don't believe we're going to set up the same way every single game. And that's actually how you win trophies, bro. When you look at the managers that have won the most trophies, it's the adaptable managers. It's the Thomas Tuchels. It's the what's his name at Aston Villa? The Unai Emery's. You know what I mean? It's the Jose Mourinho's. When man talk about cups here, the reason why these men are seen as cup managers is because they're pragmatic managers and they're very good at just getting over the hurdle that's in front of them. Carlo Ancelotti,
just difficult to beat within that one game.
That's it.
And I never get why people always look at that as a bad trait. Like, oh, the manager does well in cups. Oh no, I got someone who could potentially win me a cup. Like, great, brilliant.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to win trophies.
100%, and even Arne Slot to a certain degree, he's added an element of pragmatism to Liverpool's game, and it's made them a much more difficult team to beat. Do you know what I'm saying? Because with Klopp, you knew that Liverpool were going to give you a chance. With Arne Slot, you might not get one.
Yeah, like when we went to Anfield, like I never saw Liverpool so defensively solid in years.
Yeah.
Years. I was like, bro, these men like genuinely just locked up all of our attacking threats bar Jackson. And with Jackson, they just cut off all the service to him. Good manager.
That's what it is, bro. So I'm not quite sure why it's frowned upon having a certain element of pragmatism, but you need to have both.
It's boring.
Yeah, you need to have both. Do you know what I mean? You have to have a strong identity, but sometimes you need to be humble enough to understand that, all right, cool, I'm playing against a team that I'm inferior to a certain degree, yeah. So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to make allowances for that. It's just like if I was fighting someone, like, I have to take into consideration the strengths that the person I'm fighting has. Like, I'm not just gonna go in there and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight my fight. Like that's kind of nah. Do you know what I mean? You have to be adaptable, bro. You have to be able to adapt to your opponent, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that's why Bruce Lee said, "Be like water, bro." Like you can't be fucking rigid, bro. You have to be able to. You have to be able to change your shape. You have to be able to change form. Like you can't just be one way, bro. Like that's not how you win.
Eventually, you're gonna get caught out.
Yeah,
Sooner
that's
or
not
later,
how you
teams
win.
will know how to play against you, and then what?
Exactly. And this is what it is. Man said just seen on X Troy now dissing Garnacho. Bro,
When he
Rohan,
cussing out Faz like a week ago.
brother, but this is why you don't react to what people are doing, because people are so fickle. They change their opinion like so quickly. But this is why I said to Faz, just stay off any platform that doesn't pay you and it will blow over, bro. Because the reality is, do you know what I mean? People change their opinion like they change their underwear. Well, hopefully they change their underwear. Some of these man are a bit
Yeah.
you know them ones there, but this is just what it is. Do you know what I mean?
I never liked the way them man were trying to rip him for that anyway. Like half the people would be like, "Oh, can I have a photo, please?" and all of that crap. Like he weren't even disrespectful.
Nah,
I
but
just
you know
said,
what it
like,
is?
look,
It's
can you
virtue
like
signaling,
complete a
my
path
bro.
or something?
It's
Facts.
virtue signaling. That's all it is, bro. You know what it is? We live in an era now, yeah, where people just want to be seen to be on the right side of the argument. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just all it is.
Facts.
They just want to be
Absolute
seen to be
facts.
on the right side, when I know in real life these men are wrong uns anyway, bro. This is the reality. So no
I
one gives
want
a
to be
fuck
on the
about
right side of history. That is a bar.
this is it. Do you know what I mean? So listen, I don't give a toss about these lot. This
Facts.
stuff,
I'm glad he doesn't either.
yeah, bruv, but that's it. You know what I mean? What's the shit? Obviously, Gary Lineker's quit. Do you know why he quit though? What's he done? Do you not
I
know?
I don't think there was any reason about it. I think he just might.
No,
I don't know. Maybe he might be retiring.
there's definitely a reason, bro. Because Gary Lineker's always mad outspoken about political things in it, and I don't know, like it's kind of being briefed almost like he was forced out, like he jumped before he was pushed. But do you know what I mean? I'm not
I think
really sure.
there's a lot of people on Twitter saying it might be because he was speaking out against Israel,
Well, there you
and
go.
now he's leaving and everything.
But that's what I mean.
Although I don't watch Match of the Day like that anyway, so I didn't even know he was doing all of that.
Yeah, bro. So, bruv, the thing is with the thing is with him, yeah. The thing is with him, and just in general in life, it's like people, once you're in the public eye, people can't separate your craft from who you are as a human being, innit?
Yeah.
And it's just one of them things where you should be able to have an opinion on life, and it should be separated from your work. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work like that now. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
And
like once you become a character,
Mm.
like you don't get to detach from that character, and whatever you believe becomes a part of it. If they don't like that belief, they don't like you as an individual. I think
Yeah.
that's the right way to describe it.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And this is what it is. So for me, yeah, like I'm not surprised that there's external pressures to get rid of him, etc., etc. Yeah, if it's the reasoning they're saying it is. But bro, it's like, how are we not past this shit, bro? Do you know what I mean? And this is the reality, and this is why I say, yeah, I don't care about the court of public opinion, and that's why when loads of things happen in this space, I'm very, very consistent, yeah, about the fact that if it wouldn't stand up in court, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I don't have an opinion on certain things. Like just because people think, yeah, that somebody should lose their job or someone should have done this or shouldn't have done this, I'm not supposed to sit here and tell you what you should or shouldn't have done. It's like, did you break a law? If the answer is no, get on with it, mate.
Exactly.
You know, like that. Like this is the way I see it, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because if you broke the law, all right, cool. Like, is he in jail? Has he been charged? No. All right, cool. So we keep it moving then. That's what I'm on. Do you know what I mean? Like, if this guy's had a opinion on something, yeah, that people don't like, so fucking what, bruv? So what?
That's the thing. Like, I wish this world was like that, but now it's a case of higher ups always got to protect certain ideologies or certain narratives. And now if you don't do that, or if you don't stay quiet about it, you're just getting blacklisted.
But this is
Like,
why. But this is why.
I think
like
apparently if you
being
mention
here.
anything about it, you get demonetized on here as well. I don't know. I've heard Sam say that to me.
Yeah, but see, but that's why I like being in control of where I am. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's why I don't like working for them big companies as well. Like, it
That's
means
why I
I
don't
don't
like.
have to.
Yep, I don't like working with big brands. Do you know what I mean? I don't get offered a lot of brand deals because of how I am. But when I do get offered them, I don't. Most of the time, I don't even read the email because it's like it's not worth the money, bro. It's not worth
Often
the
seem
money,
hella fake too.
bro. But this is what it is, bro. I'm gonna sit here and read a script here and give them access to an audience that I worked very hard, to build. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that, bro. And for what? What, for a few extra quid? I can make that money here on my own terms. Do you know what I mean? And this is the reality. So
I'm not giving up my opinions for nobody.
facts, but this is why that's why ownership is so important. Like, I wouldn't trade what I've built and what I have, for any amount of money or for any platform that's not mine, bruv. Allow it. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the reality. I ain't got no time. So the amount of time that he's been at BBC, the amount of time that he's been at the BBC, if the reason why they are under pressure, to get rid of him, it's like, boy,
if all of that is gone because of your political stance, then it says exactly why people need to focus on building their own platforms instead of helping another man or another company build theirs. Because, like, he's a big reason why Match of the Day is where it is. Everyone's got used to listening to Gary Lineker on a Saturday night, especially like a decade or two ago when Match of the Day was a much more prominent part of people's weekends as opposed to now. Like, I think people still watch it, but not to that same level. Now, 25, 26 years later, you have a certain political take. Nah, we're taking you off. You see them 25 years? Thank you.
But this is
we're
what
going to give that to Genius or Lampard or something.
Yeah, but bro, but this is the point. The point is, it don't matter how long you've been doing something, you're disposable to these men. And this is why I've always wanted to have my own thing. Because I don't want to have to perform for anyone. Do you know what I mean? I want to,
like, eventually one day, like, even now we've seen it 25 years, you will be gone and the show will just continue.
Precisely. I want the freedom to be able to wake up in the morning and say, oh, you know what, I'm not feeling it today. You know, like that. I don't want no one telling me nothing, bro. And if it means I take less money, I take less money. That's fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man saying,
it's
Alex,
all under your own control. It's a freedom that we are blessed to have.
If they're gonna do this affirmative action thing, bruv, and bring in Alex Scott, man can forget it. Because remember, they were doing they were trying to do the Genius thing, and then Genius got he got caboodled with some allegations. So it's not him no more. You know, like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a Lampard or something like that, because Lampard's got a big enough name, that Lampard would kind of make sense, bro, because he's another ex-footballer. He's articulate. Do you know what I mean? All of these other things. So there's a chance. There's an absolutely a chance.
Might be one of the co-presenters, because I swear Alan Shearer and someone else usually does the Saturday night.
Yeah, but Alan Shearer is too old. Do you know what I'm saying? He's too old, and he's not as marketable as Frank Lampard, bro. Frank Lampard's articulate private school.
Going Coventry anyway.
Yeah, maybe, but he's like private school. He's articulate, but he's kind of cockney at the same time. Frank Lampard's a good blend of like the common guy and, do you know what I mean? Like the rich kid, bro.
You can have a laugh and be serious. That's like that whole meme of him is based off that.
Yeah, he's relatable to like the different classes, innit? He kind of crosses boundaries. So Lampard will make sense. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't see Shearer. Yeah, even Redknapp, his cousin, Do you know what I mean?
Harry Redknapp as the host would be hilarious.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't really know. Oh, Harry Redknapp would be amazing. Do you know what I mean? I can't lie. Harry Redknapp would be
go into some dialogue about his time at Tottenham, and it would just be mad. Hella side stories.
Harry Redknapp would be unreal, but I think he's too old, innit? but he would be unreal. You know what I mean?
Get him in with Super Frank for like a one-off episode or something.
Yeah, that's it. So it's just one of them ones where it'd be interesting. What's this? Amorim and Van Nistelrooy didn't speak face to face yesterday. Van Nistelrooy was spotted leaving Carrington a few hours before he landed. Yeah, bro. Listen, man sent the SOS. He said, bro, there's no need for no meeting, bro. You're not staying, Reed Bay. I hear it. I hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think
Yeah.
Lamps would be great. And yeah, this is what it is, man. This is what it is. But I don't know who's going to be. If it's Alex Scott, I think they'll boycott that still. Do you know what I mean?
They have to pick the right person. They can't go for just any man or any woman.
Yeah, that man can't do the affirmative action thing, bro. Do you know what I mean? And say, oh, we're gonna give it to a black woman, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, just to...
whoever it is, you're taking over Gary Lineker's spot. Yeah. Let's call it what it is. Bro, like, this man's been a staple of that show.
The brothers that still watch Match of the Day now, I've got to be over 50. They're not gonna go for a black woman, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? And a black woman,
yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, bro, and a black LGBT woman or whatever as well.
They're all gonna be like, what's this woke nonsense?
Yeah, they'll be like, that's crazy. That's too far left, innit? Like, you don't go from Gary Lineker to all.
Because I see these same man complaining where it's a black man on the fucking John Lewis advert or something.
100%. A black family. Like, we don't have families and that. You know, there was like, we don't live here and we ain't lived here for a long time. So they can't do the Alex Scott thing. It's too woke, blood. That's ultra woke. Do you know what I'm saying? So they can't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? They cannot do that. I think that would, if you want to see a meltdown, Talk Sport will hit record numbers if they ever do that. The call-ins are going to be crazy. You know what I mean? So I'll be there for the phone-ins, blood. If that ever happens, I swear down, bro. Man might have to do a watch along for them phone-ins, bruv. So
yeah, they've got to the end of the season to figure out that. I think he's gone at the end of the season for Match of the Day, and then he's done with BBC after the World Cup, I think. I think it's after the World Cup where he officially steps down.
Yeah. And to be fair, Righty's getting that Sky money, bruv. Man don't need that BBC, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Man's doing the overlap things and that. He's cooking. Bruv, listen, he's making enough money. Do you know what I mean? But I think Gary Lineker's a tough act to follow. Not because he's amazing, do you know what I mean? But because he's been there so long, bro. He's like the Peggy Mitchell, blood. You get me? Like, she's just always been in EastEnders, cuz, you know, like that. So,
you know, one thing viewers don't like is change.
Facts.
They don't like change. They're used to the same host, same week for years, and especially to a level that Gary Lineker's been there.
Yeah.
The next person's got a brazy amount of pressure because if they aren't sensational to listen to or with their takes, they're going to want him out from the start.
Facts. And this is what it is. So to me, when I'm looking at it, I can't see a world where they would do the Alex Scott thing. I think they would test the temperature and they would see that it's a no, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
We'll probably get an announcement before he leaves. I don't think they'll wait until after.
I don't think so. You know what I mean? I don't think so, but you just never know, bruv. You just never ever know. But it's looking a bit spooky. I can't even lie, bro. But this is just the time that we live in, unfortunately, guys. Like, you can't have an opinion. And if you do have an opinion, like, people will try and come for your shit, bruv. And this is why I say, like, I'm super, super grateful for my platform, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like,
you and me both. Every day I give thanks to God for where I am.
100%. The only people that can really cancel you, is people that supported you by withdrawing their support. That's the only way. That's how you get cancelled. Do you know what I'm saying?
And as long as you're real to yourself and you don't do no madness, that ain't ever gonna happen.
Well, there you go.
All the stuff that would get you cancelled is stuff that it's very easy to avoid, isn't it? You do that off your own stupidness.
Exactly. And that's what it is, bro. So the game is the game, bro. When you build your own platform and people know who you are, and they know what your values are, do you know what I mean? They'll ride out with you, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But when there's too many men out here faking it, bro, and then the mask slips and then people see a side of them they didn't know was there, and then people withdraw their support. That's just all it is. Do you know what I mean? So if you just be yourself from the beginning, You ain't really got to worry about that shit.
Facts.
You ain't got to
That's
worry
why all
about
them fakers eventually you get caught out.
100%, bro.
You
Do know
gotta
what I
be
mean?
you.
And a bag of man's master slipping in 2024. So, do you know what I mean? The
Don't
game is
make it continue. I want us to see everybody for who they really are, not
That's
who they
right.
want to pretend to be.
Facts. I don't know who Mark Chapman is, blood. Who's Mark Chapman?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, bro. One sec.
Yeah.
Mark Chapman. Oh yeah, I've seen him. He's another BBC presenter.
Let me see, Sam.
Like, I don't know if he was an ex-footballer or anything, but like I recognize his face. Recognize his face from the BBC. No, man's just a presenter.
Let me see what this brother looks like.
Yeah, if you check his face, you'll probably recognize him. Oh, he does the Sunday match of the days. Okay.
Oh, him. Bruv, yeah, he does them anyway. Nah, they can't give it to him, blood. You know the ones there. That's just not enough change. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because you know it's like it's a big switch. You're just gonna give it to the next man who's been doing the sideshow. Nah, boring.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know about that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't really know.
Yeah, give it to a next player.
Yeah,
I want to see what your scouting's like, innit?
No, for sure. Do you know what I'm saying? The next player with personality or something like that. Because to be honest, they want to get the viewing figures up because people don't really watch TV no more. So this is an opportunity for them to do something smart. Do you know what I mean? And bring in someone that can potentially attract a new audience. They should be smart with this one. Do you know what I mean? That's why I think Lampard would have been great, because I think he crosses generations, and also he
very good. He's one of them man that's good to listen to.
100%, and he crosses social classes as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think Lampard would probably be perfect. But if he's going to get paid more to be a football manager and fail, then I guess he can do that. But he won't be successful as a manager. He's awful.
I hear it. After the second interim spell, I was like, bro, please go back to punditry. When you were doing punditry 16, 17, I was like, yeah, super Lampard. We got someone backing us after years.
Yeah.
Please come out of the managerial game. It ain't your bag.
It's not.
I've even seen him do interviews after managerial games. And even though he is good to listen to, it's like, yeah, you don't get it, bruv. You don't get it. And it's okay. Some man ain't built to coach. It's okay.
Bro, he speaks very well. That's why at the beginning I thought that he was going to do a good job, but he soon proved me wrong.
Yep.
You know
you and me both. You and me both.
I thought because of how articulate he was, he'd be able to get that across to the players, but surely not.
Nah. He made the midfield worse, made the defense worse.
That's it.
Is what it is.
The game is the game. Big up everyone inside. Make sure we get those likes up, man. 800 target. We're off it, man. Only on 450. So let's run it up.
No, moving like Havertz, guys. Run the lights up.
We got Rants and Gunner next, back to back. I'm going to redirect over there, guys. Yeah, man. Just make sure you smash those likes, man. It just helps the channel grow, helps get the show out to new audiences. And make sure you subscribe to Lewis's channel. The link is in the title. What you got coming up today, my brother?
I got Shameless later on tonight. That's going to be an evening show, so I'm probably going to go gym and then just unwind for the day before that. I might drop a video too. I'm going to see what's out there, so I might drop a video. And yeah, big up everyone. Great to be back and enjoy the international break.
Yeah, facts. Oi, that Havertz, bro. I know you had to be the most relieved guy when that goal got flagged off. You know,
bro, I was fuming. Because that goal was another avoidable one. I'm like, you really just gave him a goal because you man fell asleep on a free kick.
Scumbag.
Are you kidding me? We didn't even like get done over or anything. We done ourselves. Caught life. And then Trossard as well. We caught life again. A last minute winner. I might have to leave YouTube for a week. Bun that. So yeah, glory be to God, innit? You saved me. You saved me.
Man. But yo, big up everyone. Appreciate you lot supporting the show, and I'll see you over on Gunner's channel.